Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Otaku Heaven coming at you with another manga chapter review. And this manga chapter starts off the same way we left off in the last one with Asta being kidnapped, and then they say that they can't trace him with the magic, even though Noel says that we need to go after him. And Solito says, we have no time to chase after a slum rat like that. And Solito is the leader of the Silver Eagles, in case you didn't know. Mimoxa tries to heal Leopold and Fuego Leon in the next scene, and basically she was ordered to do that. She says, "Well, I can't provide too much in the way of healing because I'm not that skilled of a healer. We need to. I can only provide first aid. Then we need to get him to a hospital where someone with a higher level of healing magic can actually take care of him. Because all I can do is first aid right here." And yeah, obviously we know Fuego Leon is in pretty bad shape right now. Leopold's not that bad, so he could probably be healed fairly quickly. But Fuego Leon is obviously in a large, um, large amount of damage, large amount of pain. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, but then we get to see some of the Silver Eagles just going. That's pathetic for a Magic Knight captain. And then Solito claims that the Silver Eagle was useless because of their absence. They couldn't do anything because they weren't there for the fight. We get to cut over to where all the bad guys went, where they kidnapped and took Asta to, and Asta's in this little bubble. This little bubble basically says that I'm guessing it heals them, but Asta says, "Where am I? This feels pretty good actually." So they weren't actually treating him in any harsh way yet, but we've seen Raditz getting scolded because he did more than he was supposed to do. He wasn't supposed to attack a Magic Knight captain. He wasn't supposed to be there that long. He was supposed to be there just to take out Fuego Leon for whatever reason they have to take out Fuego Leon as their primary first target. But Raditz went overboard, so he got scolded for it. And then they were like, "We must kill Asta before the leader gets here because Asta's not allowed in here. No one else is allowed in here but us, and we'll get in trouble and scolded if we don't kill Asta." And then Raditz is like, "Well, I can make him into a toy," which is actually pretty interesting that he can add new toys to his arsenal like that, and could lead to him getting a huge power boost, one, two, maybe even several times through the story, just depending on how powerful the person is that he actually manages to get. But apparently, the rights to Asta right now belong to this girl that's sort of like the science chick from Attack on Titan. If you've ever seen that, she's really set on studying the Titans. This girl is really set on studying on Asta and basically using him as a dummy to take over her, to take her powers to the next level, basically, and to study his grimoire and how it works and learn everything she needs to know about that grimoire and Asta himself. But Raditz is really wanting to make Asta into a toy. He's like, "I'll even beg for him if you let me get him. I'll get down on my knees and beg and everything." And then we cut off to Julius Nova Chronos making his first real appearance in a battle. He shows up and basically confronts them, and the other guys are like, "It's Julius Nova Chronos. We got to kill him now." And then they run in to charge him, and then Julius runs up and blasts two of them from both sides with both of his hands, killing both of them. Right before they killed him, he's like, "Julius is just too fast." And then he blasts two of them and claims that, "Well, I had to kill two of them because capturing the rest of them with the two that I didn't kill, with the two that I killed, would just been too much to capture. Been difficult to capture everybody like that." And Asta's like, "No way, this guy's amazing. He's the Sorcery Emperor, obviously. So he's got a large amount of power." So Asta's very impressed. Basically, after that, he states, "Well, you attacked our kingdom and killed our civilians and people without being prepared to die," and kind of laughs about it. The teleport guy from the enemy side's like, "Well, I can't get them out now with the Sorcerer Emperor being here." Sorcerer Emperor then states, "Well, you'll probably break a lot of my bones, and I don't really want that because you're all very good." Or he said, "You'll break some of my bones because you're all very good. So here's what I'll do. The first one to surrender will get to survive." And the guys are like, the guys and girls on the other side are like, is like hell we will. So they attack him, and then he's got some kind of chorus and say like movement. If you've seen Assassination Classroom, who moves left to right really quickly, effectively dodging everything. But the after images he leaves seems as though he got stabbed in multiple different sections of his body, at multiple different times, but he actually didn't because those are all after images and he was never there. And they were like, "What kind of movement is this? We can't even follow him with our eyes. That power is amazing." And then he uses one of his actual moves, Time Restraint Chronostasis, which is a move where he captures everybody in sort of like the little bubble thing that Asta was in earlier. Except he makes a comment, "Enjoy that continuous split second." Um, don't know what that means. It must have something to do with his power. Maybe he's harming them in some way. Maybe they're only living in a split second. Something's going on right here, and I don't know what it is. If you have an idea, please leave a comment below because I'm drawing a blank here. And the Sorcerer Emperor then states to Asta, "We must have been destined to cross paths. Cross paths. Don't blink as you pay attention to the power that lays in front of you and the hills of the mountain that you plan to overcome. This is the power you have to surpass to become the Sorcerer Emperor. You have to be stronger than me. Pay attention and don't blink, or you'll miss it." Basically, this that ends the chapter, and we had plenty of plot progression. We had character progression with Julius Nova Chronos and a bunch of the White Knights demonize. That name's hard to say. Um, White Knights demonize. Yeah, we had a lot of progression with them as well. And we had plot progression as far as them getting back to doing what they want to do. Julius Chrono attacking them, and the arc coming to the end, as it stated in the end. After this, they'll be back to the Clover Kingdom, and the art was pretty good too. I enjoyed it, and they still managed to do the one thing that I'm actually loving this series for, because they're actually like I said plenty of times, putting in a lot of dialogue and movement in the story within the fights, which doesn't happen a lot of the time, and I'm really enjoying that. But overall, I'm going to give this chapter an 8 out of 10 because there wasn't nothing that really hooked you except when Julius Chronos appeared. Nothing made me feel like, hell yeah, this is badass, let's get going, even though this was the end of the arc. But that's an 8 out of 10 for this chapter, guys. Peace.